Got to talk to Kawana while smoking to marijuana. Alright, where are we going? Up here? Kawana, where you is? Alright.
Well, what do we have here? Haven't seen your mug in a while.
It's only been 2 or 3 days. Where's Kawana?
How should I put this? Would you freak out if he was right behind you?
You know, this kind of shit is why you get on my nerves.
Couldn't we have done this by phone?
I just came from seeing Reiko Kusamoto. I told her to turn herself in for murdering Kawhi 5 years ago.
You what?
What did she have to say
Ba
about
ba ba da ba da
She
ba
had
ba.
no sins to atone for.
Of course not. Look, what do you think you're doing? Her part in this is done. Don't
Gotta
drag
wash
her
off my
back into
can.
it.
This isn't yours to finish. You would just let Sawa-sensei stay collateral damage. How do you think her folks feel? They probably think you killed their daughter. They don't know why, or if justice will be served. Do they have to suffer like that? All without even knowing the truth? Would Sawa-sensei want that?
Oh
You
yeah.
talk about justice, but she keeps getting left out. You aren't even trying when it comes to her.
Say whatever you want, but if you cause Kusumoto-san any more pain, I will never forgive you.
That's exactly why I didn't tell you I was going to meet her.
Listen, Yagami. She hides it well, but she's never gotten over the fact Mitsuru tried to jump to his death. And she's not sure how to feel about killing Kawhi. Unlike me.
If she
Well, I
was
finally
anything
calmed
like you,
down
I
now.
would've pushed her harder to confess.
A little bit.
There's no evidence that she killed
Chest
Kawhi.
feels like
He
it's
simply vanished
about to
from
fucking
Kamurocho,
explode.
and the police didn't even
My
know
heart's
about
pounding
it.
like a motherfucker because I've been
Besides,
busy
there's
like a
no
fucking
case without a
crackhead.
corpse. Point being, she'll never
Carrying
be
shit
charged.
out, bagging stuff up, throwing things away, doing this, doing
If she
that,
did turn herself
outside
in,
smoking a cigarette. It's
police
like
wouldn't
fucking
know what
90
to do with
degrees.
her.
Don't think for a
91
second
actually.
you're gonna pass here. You've killed what, 7 people now?
I did have the
You even
weekend
hesitate
planned to do
anymore?
something, and I got all my videos and everything caught up, so I will be doing at least one Saturday and one Sunday.
Fucking lawyer.
My colleagues from Kamurocho are getting ready to appeal Ahara's case. Your actions are going to be put under a microscope.
Got indigestion pretty
I
bad
wouldn't
because
even
I
call that bad news.
sucked down like
I want the world to
half of
know
a
that
bag of
bullies are
Gardettos.
getting what they're due. And by then,
It's
I'll
hard to-
probably be going by
It's
a
hard
different
not to
name,
do it though. Those
maybe
things are
even a different
fucking
look.
delicious.
You're just going to keep doing this? Did Sawa-sensei sacrifice mean nothing to you?
But yeah,
that
was
the
gonna
only
do a
thing
bunch of
keeping
shit
you
over the
around?
weekend, but
Truth be
my
told,
sister decided
I
to
don't think
change
exposing
all
everything
plans,
would
and
be in
whenever she
Sawa's
changes
best
her
interest.
plans, that changes my plans too. Because
Sawa-kun
regardless of
herself
whether I
felt
want to or
guilty.
not, I get
I just
fucking
sent you a
needlessly
gift.
dragged around everywhere to do things that I do not want to
What is
do.
this? An audio file?
So she decided to randomly do a fucking photo shoot
Called me.
this evening.
I recorded our conversation.
So, you know, I was gonna cook something nice because I found a really good buy on some steak. I guess I'm gonna have to freeze now because today is the last day on it and I've had it marinating. Some nice ribeyes too, $13 fucking a pound, which is expensive as hell, but cheaper than it has been recently. It was like $17 a
Nobody
pound.
was on his side.
And I was really looking forward to it. I picked out some
I
nice,
had to deny
like
all this
big old baked
in front of an
potatoes or
entire
big old
courtroom.
potatoes to bake.
They said there was
So
no
I guess
hope,
those plans are
that I was
fucked.
the only witness,
I
with
was
no
really looking
proof
forward to
whatsoever.
having baked potato, a steak, and a salad.
Believe me,
So
I
now,
never
after spending
wanted
all
to
that
do
money, probably going to have to throw all that shit away because it's not going to be any good.
Testimony in court was
I'm going to
false.
have to pay to go out to
She was
eat
racked with guilt
for something that I didn't want to fucking do.
And your first thought was to record it? When she was at her most
I'm just going to
vulnerable?
go along and
Yes.
fucking chain smoke,
And
I
then
guess.
played it for Ihara-san. He had the right to know the real reason his son
And try
killed
not to
himself.
fucking
All you did was light the fires of
take that
vengeance
electric
in Ahara's
fence
heart
out there
because
at the
you didn't want
barn
it
and
alone.
fucking, you know, choke myself out and use it as a
I've heard that
garrote.
bullying is almost instinctive. That's why people who do it never stop. I mean, think about it.
I got all
Would you stop
dressed and
cleaning the
everything,
toilet just because
because
it would
going
be
out
filthy
somewhere,
again? Somebody's always
I
gotta
wanted
get
to
his hands
fucking
dirty.
relax today, because I'm
And that's somebody's
fucking
gonna be
slaved
If it means
like
I
a
can
goddamn
prevent another
crackhead
Mitsurugi
looking for his
Tsumoto,
next fix.
yes, I will keep killing.
But no.
These bastards who prey on the defenseless must be punished.
And the weekend she has something else planned. I have no idea what.
Its job.
I was going to finish off staining and sanding on the deck.
Any of this?
I got like 2 more little pieces to put on, and it's just fillers, because that deck is basically done.
Just stop.
And I was going to get the yard prepped and everything with some more dirt, that way I can sow some seed out there. Because right across the hall I have a $50 seed spreader, and I have like $45 worth of fucking seed.
I thought you guys were gonna start another fight. It was a bitch cleaning up the mess last time.
Next time I go up against him,
And I was going to go out
there'll
driving
be just
too,
a few scratches.
because it's been a
Well,
while.
when that time comes, take it anywhere
I
but
want to go
here.
out driving and get the hang of it all over again. Because I need to get my fucking goddamn license. But it's because of shit like this that I have never been able to get my license. It's always because of shit like this. Oh, you have plans? Fuck you, fuck your plans. We're gonna do what I want to do. Drop everything. And you're gonna do as I say, not as I do. I'm getting tired of it. I've dealt with it for 30 fucking years, my whole goddamn life. Sick and tired of it. And I'm sick of everything being held over my head. Like, oh, if you don't do this, there's gonna be some really big repercussions if you don't. Fucking sick of it. I feel like a slave. Resting up. Come on, one hand.
Hello?
It's Shirosaki. Are you in Yokohama again, Yagami-san?
Yeah. Is this about Ahara's trial?
Yes, regarding the appeal. The
I've been
prosecution
thinking about
says
that
they
shit
want
all
to
day, and
resolve
it's been
the
pissing me
off
off.
the record.
Off the record? What do you mean?
They want to discuss with the judge beforehand whether or not Hara's murder footage is admissible evidence. The video has gone viral, of course, and nobody's really sure how to handle it.
Is the prosecution
I
really
just
gonna
figured
hold
that I
Ahara
would
for being a
record her,
deepfake?
or wow, recorder.
That's quite possible.
I figured I would
Which is why
record
we're
a
meeting today in the
video,
courthouse conference room.
you know,
I'm
just
sorry
to
for short
kind of,
notice, but could you join us?
you know,
course.
kill time a
I'll
little
be there.
bit.
Thank you very much. No need to rush. There's still plenty of time. Just be sure you're there, please.
Going to the courthouse to talk about some shit. Oh. Feels really good to like relax a little bit. Sit back, cross your legs.
So what you're saying is
Him
Yuri
again?
Mamiya was
Seriously?
not a victim of sexual battery, but rather she conspired with Akihiro Ehara to fake a murder alibi. We've already closed the book on that ordeal, yet now the defense wants to write a sequel?
To establish the defendant's motive in the harassment, we need to bring the Mikoshiba murder to light. The groping itself was staged, It was all part of their script, right down to the guilty verdict.
It sounds like the defendant has some strong hostility for the court.
Ihara got the court to accept his murder alibi by twisting the legal process to his own ends. It was easy to miss, because at the time, Mikoshiba's body hadn't been found yet. But we have to admit that we all got duped.
We? You're not even a lawyer. You're a detective.
Yagami-sensei still has a license.
Ba 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 da ba.
Forget what
I
I
have to
said.
check something real quick. I just shut my mic off and turned it back on because I was trying to get some fucking dust off. All right, it still works.
What if it offended you, prosecutor?
My superiors always told me that in his youth, your Genda-sensei was a difficult man. He'd insist his clients were innocent, persisting even in the face of conviction. He was hostile to the prosecution, and was known to fraternize with Kamurocho Yakuza. But it was his sheer disrespect that made my boss hate him.
Damn. You sure know an awful lot about Genda-sensei.
Because I honestly can't say I like him. He treated me like a child when I was starting out.
I'll tell you this. There's no higher praise for the defense than being called difficult by the prosecution.
Now, if we can get back on track, can we confirm the defendant himself has agreed to the appeal?
Yes.
But if Ehara really committed the murder, why would he agree to his alibi being scrutinized?
Ihara's objective isn't to get away with murder.
Then what is he after?
Making a mockery of the legal system.
Then it'd be best not to pay him any attention.
And you'd be right. If your priority is saving face in front of the court rather than preserving fairness in the law.
You've got a real attitude.
Sorry I'm a bit late.
Who the fuck is
So,
this guy?
With this appeal, the defense wants to assert the defendant's innocence by establishing his guilt in a murder.
Wait, before we go on, who is this?
He's from the Metropolitan Police. Considering Ehara
Oh,
was
so
on
he's the head of the
force, he has
police.
a vested interest
Okay.
here. He's not here to participate.
Here we go.
don't worry.
Someone gonna spout
Police
bullshit
can't
and try to
afford
cover
be
something up.
embarrassed any further. We
That's
need
what we're
to
gonna
send the
get.
right message to the public.
Can we have your name, please?
The name is Bando.
And your title?
Think of me as a kind of police coordinator. But don't let me interrupt the proceedings. Forget I'm even here. Please, continue.
It's hard to forget you're there whenever you fucking won't shut the hell up.
So much for this
When you give
meeting
your
being
2
off the
cents like
record.
every 2 seconds.
Allow me to restate the prosecution's opinion to the judge. We cannot allow the murder footage to be used as new evidence in Akihiro Ehara's appeal. It's nothing but an online hoax of unknown origin. We can't just casually introduce that into court.
Indeed.
Furthermore, if Ehara bears such hostility towards the court, the footage might end up being a trap.
Trap.
Yes. What if the next viral video proves the original footage was doctored? What if the proceedings have already begun by then? Do we drop the appeal and call it a day? We cannot allow a man like Ehara to swing the court around by its nose.
I need to blow my fucking nose, man.
With that in mind, I believe Ehara's conviction should be upheld and enforced. Would the defense care to comment? Did you think any of this through before filing this appeal?
Yes. We aim to prove the defendant's innocence, no matter what your objections may be.
And what about you?
I guess. I don't
Ihara
know.
has to atone for Mikoshiba's murder. I can't look the other way while a killer evades his sentence.
Come now. Is that why you're appealing? If so, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Yagami-san, I understand how you feel, but being innocent of sexual battery isn't guilt for Mikoshiba's murder.
What? What?
We're only appealing the groping case here. So,
Oh, right. Then,
What is this nonsense?
Oh my fucking god.
We will prove Ahara's innocent of sexual battery. We have all the evidence we need.
Huh. You mean the murder video? You're no better than the public. You believe everything you read online. Is there any real proof that the video isn't fake? Or are you trying to set a precedent for court sentences to hinge on dubious videos?
true, the prosecution might have a point here, Yagami-san.
What? What?
The murder...
Oh,
What
right.
is this nonsense?
God damn it all.
Ahara's guilty verdict. We don't think there was enough evidence at the first trial to result in that verdict.
There was fiber from the victim's underwear found on Ehara's hand.
That was a trick. It was set up with cooperation from the victim.
There is no evidence it was a trick. Are you saying Yui Mamiya and Ehara met beforehand? Is there proof of that? Was there perhaps any security footage we didn't see?
No, the station erases the footage from their cameras after a few days if there's no need to keep it.
Right. But if there's even a chance Ahara and Mamiya were a team, the underwear fiber proves nothing. What were the other deciding factors? Security footage? The smartphone videos we kept seeing on TV? Those don't prove the crime either, because there was a huge time gap in them.
What?
We've done enough legwork to know.
I guess. I don't fucking know.
Did you walk around the site with your own 2 feet, prosecutor?
Well, no. But I have been to Shinjuku Station plenty of times.
Then you must know they have a mountain of security cameras covering every angle. But if you went there to look carefully, you'd find there are some blind spots. That's Ahara running, while Mamiya chases after him. It seems as though the whole chase is recorded, but this area in dotted lines is a blind spot no camera saw. That's the momentary gap in time where Ahara and his double switched places.
The victim was running right behind Ehara. She would have noticed if they swapped places right in front of her eyes.
Oh, but she knew about the swap all along. They were all in on it from the start.
Can you prove that?
We don't have to prove the defendant is innocent, Takano-san.
What?
All we have to prove is that the evidence provided by the prosecution at the trial was insufficient to determine guilt. Because that's the role of the defense counsel.
Indeed it is.
If the prosecution can't debunk any and all possibility that the train groping was a put-up job, then it's innocent until proven guilty.
Then the defense should have brought it up the first time. Although I doubt Shirosaki-sensei actually believed in the defendant's innocence herself.
The guilty verdict at the trial was orchestrated by the defendant. It was our error not to have seen it at the time, but it would be another not to correct ourselves now.
Stop being so dramatic. He's just a subway perv.
That is a statement I cannot abide. The law can't give the impression that a false charge is permissible, even for a subway perv.
Right. I take that back. I misspoke.
I do believe this case is worth a trial in the appeal court. If the court was misled by a hostile defendant, then only the court can correct it.
Thank you very much.
However, I too have seen Ihara-san's murder footage. I believe it would be difficult to introduce it as evidence in this trial. Therefore, I cannot allow it to be brought into the courtroom at this time.
Well, that's fucking dumb.
Sorry, son. Think you've got this covered?
Huh?
I'll poke my head in at the office later.
Very well, we'll be expecting you.
Bye. Bando-san, was it? From public security?
I don't recall saying my department. But yeah, that's right.
Do you know Reiko Kusamoto? The vice minister at the Ministry of Health?
Of course.
Any particular reason she's under constant surveillance?
A rather bold question, isn't it?
It's just you and me here.
I see you know how to cut to the chase, Yagami-sensei.
Bum, bum, ba, da.
Nahara's trial can't be that important to you.
Ba-da, ba, ba, da,
So I have to
ba,
figure
ba,
I'm the
da.
reason you showed up. You want to know where Kawana is, don't you? Were you finally forced to get off your ass because nobody else can get eyes on him?
Kuwana, otherwise known as Yu Kitakata, is wanted on suspicion of murder. If you know where he is, please do tell.
Wanted for murder? Huh. Because you know, I thought it was RK acting on your orders that killed Sawa-sensei. You think you can hide that fact forever? Even the cops in the field have their suspicions.
Do they? Well, the cubicle workers always resent the corner offices. Officers in the field complain about their superiors. I did the same thing back in my day.
Then why did you use thugs as your pawns instead of officers? Is that how Sawa-sensei got roped into this?
I'm afraid I'm not following.
You knew it was going to be a dirty job from the beginning. That's why you couldn't use anybody on the force. Or maybe you just weren't able to find an underling you could fully trust.
That's a good one.
Public security's only tricks are surveillance and call tracing. You leave the dirty work to the thugs.
And that may be true, but it's enough to crush the
This dialogue's gonna take forever.
I'm gonna ask just in case. Where is Soma now?
Hand over Kawana to me and there will be no more victims.
What?
Do you have a reason to protect him? I already know he's going around executing bullies. He's a disturbance to public order.
But he wasn't the one who killed Sawa-sensei.
I didn't come here to argue. I came to issue an ultimatum.
So what are we doing now? Going back to Genda Law? Oh, planning moves. Fantastic.